Today we're looking at everything you need to know before moving to Redondo Beach, California. What's up, everybody? I am Cheyne Inman, a local real estate agent here in Southern California, helping families move here from all over the world. So if that's you, be sure to watch some of our other videos, like and subscribe so you're notified every time I put out a new video. And then if you're interested in moving to the area and you're needing help, be sure to reach out, call or text or email me. I love to hear from people. So never too early to get started in your search. All right, so Redondo Beach is this little pocket down south of LAX and north of Long Beach, along the peninsula here, and in the South Bay. And, you know, I grew up in Northern California not really knowing what the South Bay was. And, you know, cities like Redondo Beach are what really makes it kind of a special place because you just have a lot to do, whether it be, you know, going to the beach, going to trails, going for bike rides. It's just a very outdoorsy community and there's lots of events going on throughout the year. So today I thought we'd just go over some things that you should know before moving to Redondo Beach. All right, and the first thing is the most obvious one, and that's that it's a beach town. So, you know, if that is not your style of living, then you should definitely think about that before moving to Redondo Beach because most of the activities going on throughout Redondo Beach have something to do with being outdoors. You know, they've got 4th of July 5K run. They've got, you know, bike paths that can go from south in Torrance all the way up to, you know, Santa Monica, spend the day outside biking. You've got the beach, just, you know, spend the day on the beach or volleyball or swimming. You know, I see families that are riding around town in their golf carts and going to the beach every week. Then in the summertime, you also see, you know, dads pulling their big carts of toys and food and all kinds of things to spend the day on the beach. So if that is not the lifestyle you're looking for, that outdoorsy, you know, just spending the day outside, then that might not be something that would be a good spot for you. All right, and the second thing you should know before moving to Redondo Beach is that Redondo Beach is its own unified school district. So Redondo Union High School is, you know, the main high school in Redondo Beach. It's not part of LA Unified School District. It's its own school district with all of the feeder schools, the 2 middle schools and the elementary schools leading into that. And so I always tell people do their research, look on, you know, niche.com and different ratings sites and figure out what school system makes the most sense for you. But yes, one of the things that I do have people reach out for moving to Redondo Beach as a reason is the school district. They've done their research and they felt like it was a good fit for them. And they liked that Redondo Union was part of its own unified school district as opposed to being in a larger unified school district. So do your research, figure out if that's the spot for you, and keep in mind that Redondo is its own unified school district. All right, and the third thing to know before moving to Redondo Beach, and this is a big one, it's just the style of homes that exist here. And, you know, I get people, they first reach out and they're like, oh, I cannot have a townhome or a condo. And then they're like, I want to live in Redondo Beach. And they look online and they're like, okay, you know, I can afford this. It fits in my budget. But they're like, I want a single family residence. And then they look at the single family residences in their budget and they're either older and smaller and maybe need some work, or they're just not what they were looking for. And so oftentimes I'll have people start their search looking for a single family residence in Redondo Beach and then realize that a townhome is a better fit for them, because oftentimes a townhome in Redondo is going to be maybe 2 or 3 on a lot. And so it kind of feels like its own standalone home. The big difference is that you might not have much of a backyard area. So you may have a small front yard, or if you're in the back unit, you may have a small backyard, but it's not going to be this big giant backyard because you're sharing the lot with another home on there. But it does give you a little bit more interior space, and that's kind of a big driver for why people end up changing their search to looking at more townhomes because they're like, okay, I want more interior space. I want it to be a little bit more updated. And then they start looking and they realize that a townhome really fits them better. So there are single family residence options, there are condo options, there are townhomes, there are renting options. It's just kind of figuring out what's important in your search. And so I would just say, you know, keep in mind that there's a lot of different styles of homes, and don't, you know, force yourself into a box before you really know it exists. All right, and the next thing to know before moving to Redondo Beach is kind of split between North Redondo and South Redondo. I did another video on this, kind of going through and really detailing what's the difference between North Redondo and South Redondo, but it's just something to really keep in mind because geographically it's very different between North Redondo and South Redondo. South Redondo homes tend to kind of curve along the ocean and parallel the beach. So maybe if you're somebody that wants to be as close to the ocean as possible, then South Redondo might be a good fit. If you're somebody that needs to be getting onto the freeways for work, North Redondo might be a better fit because North Redondo kind of curves east and north towards towards LA. So your commute might be a little bit quicker as opposed to going through stop signs and stoplights to get onto the freeway. But yeah, it just kind of depends on what's important in your search, and just understand that there is a big difference in North Redondo and South Redondo. And a lot of times price is different because what you're getting for the price is a little less when you're closer to the beach. So you're paying for your location to the beach in South Redondo, and then North Redondo, you might, depending on your budget, you might find a little bit more space. But yeah, they're both great options. Just kind of understand that there is a difference between North Redondo and South Redondo. And the next thing to know about Redondo Beach is that there is actually a section of Redondo Beach within the Hollywood Riviera, which is Redondo Beach postal code, but is actually Torrance Unified School District. So if you're somebody looking in, you're wanting to move to the area specifically because of the school district, and you want Redondo Unified School District as opposed to Torrance Unified School District, it's good to keep that in mind because there are homes that have a Redondo Beach address that actually go to feed into the South Torrance High School system. So keep that in mind. Anything kind of up on the Hollywood Riviera Hills and along the beach there is going to be Redondo Beach address, but it's actually not a Redondo Beach school district. So if that's something in your search that's important to you, just keep that in mind and know the difference. And the next thing to know about Redondo Beach is just that there's little pockets within the town. So as I mentioned, with North Redondo and South Redondo, within each of those areas, you also have these little neighborhoods kind of tucked away. And so just finding the neighborhood that fits your style of life and what you like and the style of homes that you like is really important. And so just kind of finding different little neighborhoods within Redondo Beach is important to just search and figure out what styles you really like and what's going to fit you best. And the last thing you should know before moving to Redondo Beach is you just might have to adjust your expectations a little bit. So it is expensive in California, it's expensive in Southern California, and the closer you get to the beach is expensive. So it's one of those things where you might have an older home or smaller square footage, or you might be going with a townhome when you currently live in a different state, and from that state you get this huge home with a beautifully new remodeled look and a huge backyard. Here in Redondo, you may actually end up with no backyard or a bigger interior space, or you may end up with a big interior and a big exterior, but maybe it's an older home, or maybe you're just, your budget allows you to afford something that gives you everything that you want. But the costs are high, and so you just kind of have to come in understanding that it might be a little different than what you'd get in other areas of the country. And that's the biggest thing I hear from people when they reach out about moving here and we start checking out properties. They're like, oh wow, this is a lot more, this is a lot older than I expected, or this is a lot smaller than my house currently. And so you just have to figure out what your priorities are and what's important as far as space or outdoor space, or if you have a dog, you need a backyard, you know, really understand what is important to your search, and that's going to kind of lead you to the area that's right for you within your price range. So figure that out first, and then if you need help, feel free to call, text, or email me, and I'd love to help you get started with your search. Like I said, my name is Cheyne Inman, and anything you need for real estate, I'd happy to help.